Did you see anything on your tour yesterday that tempered your view of the oil sands and the efforts at environmental reclamation, those sorts of things? And just sort of as a corollary, do you see a role, what role do you see for the oil sands in the interim until we get to that new world?
Well, I think it's critical that any discussion of energy policy that involves fossil fuels needs to be in balance with a discussion of how we evolve past fossil fuels as quickly as possible, obviously. So anything, in my worldview, anything to do with oil development is an interim step. However, you know, I will say that personally, and that's not a view necessarily shared by some of my colleagues here, I believe the oil sands is an important resource for Canada and an important way for North America to wean itself for security reasons off of Middle East oil. So there are things that, aside just from the money and the capital base that it's going to bring into Alberta, for us to all like this, but it has to be tempered. Has to be tempered, really tempered, with a sense of what the cost can be. And you know, for me, it was a roller coaster in the last couple of days. First thing I did when I got here, jump on a helicopter, go fly out over the surface mining operations, and it's horrific. You know, I mean, to anybody with an environmental bent, anybody that loves the forest. My very first impression, flying out of Fort McMurray, was, my God, what beautiful country. You know, I mean, I now live in a city where the colors don't change. You know, throughout the year, and it really took me back to my childhood to see, you know, to see the aspens and see the colors, and just you know, it was just gorgeous. And then to you know, fly into the you know, big open pit mines and the tailings ponds and all that. It was horrific. So I thought, okay, this is as bad or worse than I thought it was. Then I talked to the oil guys, and I got their perspective and listened to them about the technologies that they can bring to bear. And I actually found some hopefulness there, because some of the things that they need to do for economic reasons are actually aligned to what will be better for the environment. And those are the things that you've got to find and encourage. And if regulation can encourage that as well. I'm going to give you an example. You've got the in situ process, right, which is based on shooting steam down, liquefying the bitumen, and bringing it, pumping it to the surface. All right, a lot of energy goes into that, right? But they're looking at methods that involve, they've got what they call the steam-oil ratio. You're probably familiar with all this stuff, right? Okay, but really what it is the energy, it's the energy-oil ratio, and part of it's dependent on the nature of the formation, part of it is the process. Well, they're looking, they've got a lot of R&D for processes that are much more efficient, energy efficient. They can do cogeneration, they can use some combination of steam and solvents. The solvents can be recovered and recycled, and so it's less energy into the system. They've figured out a way to do it with lower temperature steam, that's less energy in. The fewer hydrocarbons you burn, you know, to extract hydrocarbons to then go burn them in a car someplace, the better it's going to be for the environment in terms of the total tonnage of carbon into the air. So, you know, I saw places to be hopeful, and I saw places to be deathly scared. I think the thing that everybody should remember here is that despite the sort of the business cases that are made and the technology cases that are made, you've got First Nations people with really legitimate concerns. This is going to impact them directly, you know, regardless of you know, the global warming issues, the economic issues to the province, and so on. You know, this is going to impact them directly in terms of where they live, and that, I think, needs to be elevated in the conversation, equal to these other economic and business considerations.